Season 3.
Hello everyone, my name is Hafidz Rahman and welcome to the third season of ScreamApura Tales. Now I know it's been a while since we've seen each other, but to make up for it, I have with me two new co-hosts to make up this ScreamApura communion. And presenting to you, Ravi G from Only 968. So, you are the host for Hafidz Tales, right? A horror podcast in Oli.
That's right.
Very,
Hafidz
very
Tales
interesting.
started as a podcast, as you said, and then went on to become a YouTube show, which won an award. So, hey for that. And then now we have season 2, which is, roller coaster ride lah.
Keep it for later,
Sure,
okay?
sure.
I would like to introduce my new co-host, Genesis Lim, the winner of Mediacorp's Wanna Be a Podcaster. So, first time, how does it feel?
First time, I'm shaking like crazy. You cannot see it, but something is clenched up here.
Okay. But you seem very cool with it, huh?
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Anyways,
I'm trying my best.
Before we even start, welcome to my humble abode. I have specifically, made some decorations just to make you all feel very welcome.
I see.
Yeah.
Humble
Very
abode
nice,
with a
yeah.
skeleton. Huh?
Yeah. I mean,
You
on
really
theme,
clean up.
on
Yeah.
brand, on
Okay,
brand.
yeah.
Before we even start, can see ghosts?
No.
Okay, no,
I
unfortunately
wish.
not.
Okay, good. Because the last thing I want to do is to do a horror podcast, a horror show with people who can see things. And the day you say things like, hey, there's someone standing behind you. Get out of my set.
I've heard, right, even if you cannot see ghosts, right,
You can feel it.
sometimes you can feel it.
Oh, the presence of it.
The chills or some cold wind behind you.
You do know that we are filming this in the midst of Hungry Ghost Festival, right?
Yes.
Fun fact. Okay, now please share with us a bit more about these Hafidz Tales. How much stories of horror stories have you uncovered, and has it been a spooky ride for you from the beginning?
Definitely. I've been doing Hafidz Tales for 4 years now. So imagine the amount of stories I have from your hospitals, from your schools, your camps, your houses, your dolls, your moving objects, people there, people here. Heard it all. But that being said, I was not prepared for season 2. Okay. Season 1 on YouTube was all about Singapore, cemeteries, places, and whatnot lah. Season 2, we had to bring it next level. So we decided to go to Malaysia, truly Asia.
Nice.
Ooh, exciting.
And let's just say it wasn't a pleasantful journey right from the start.
Right.
So we almost missed our flights.
Okay.
And I thought it was just coincidence lah. Our car broke down. Again, I thought it was coincidence.
Okay.
Okay.
And then after which, when we got to that place, we had an exorcist on set. So
Nice.
he goes on to tell us that in this particular bungalow, I think they call it, in Jalan Tungku, something along those lines, that there is presence. And it does not want us to enter. So if we are going to enter that place,
Okay.
we are taking a major risk. So as we entered that house, right, guys, there's this app. Okay, I don't believe in this app communication and whatnot, lah. Okay, but then they gave me an app. They said that the ghost can communicate with you in an app. I was like, is this a joke? But it is what it is. So that was fine, perfectly fine. The moment I stepped into the house, okay, it goes, why are you here?
So basically, this is someone's house or is it an abandoned house?
It's an abandoned house. It's
Okay,
my
why do you
God.
guys go to abandoned houses?
Sounds like asking for it, eh?
Question, yeah.
That's a good
Asking
one.
for it lah.
This is a ghost series, lah. Of course, we're asking for it.
Okay lah.
Right?
Not me. But a
Me
paycheck
lah.
is a paycheck lah, so do it lah.
Spot on. We had to go this house because this particular house in KL
Okay.
was known for its sightings.
Right.
Okay.
So and it was on sale. That's the best part. Whoever bought it, good luck to you though.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Malaysia boleh.
No nah. So after that so-called initial clash with the ghost, we still went to the house, and at the entrance of it, the exorcist started communicating with the ghost.
Okay, Chok,
Okay.
I would like to ask you here, exorcism, or this exorcist is a secular exorcist or a very specific exorcist?
This
Like
guy
an
was
Ustaz
a bit
or a
secular.
bomo?
This guy was a bit secular,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I didn't trust him until I saw what he did.
Okay.
And that's a story for another day. Okay?
Okay.
Let me just get to this one.
Oh, yes.
So
You were
we
using
got
the
there.
app? You were using the app.
I was using the app.
What app is
Okay,
this?
yeah.
I have no idea, guys. It was just an app.
Like
and I
the
was
ghost knew that
Yeah.
they had to speak through the
you will
app.
be stunned with the kind of technological advances ghosts have.
No,
gone through.
I've seen people burn like incense,
Yeah.
iPhones and Samsung. So they probably have reception there lah.
Okay lah, yeah,
And a
okay
service
lah.
provider.
Hey, quite
He
strong.
took a phone
Not
call
bad.
from hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this exorcist started communicating with the ghost, like it's as if he was talking to someone face to face kind of thing. So I was still like, what the happening here, man? So he then communicates with it and negotiates that we only have 8 people entering the house. We entered, and then at some point in time, we were just trying to like move around the house and whatnot, right? One of the production boys stepped in the house because he had to like pass something along those lines lah. The next second, the app goes, 9 of you are here. We were like,
Is it in the app?
in the app, bro. This cannot be a coincidence.
English speaking
lah,
goes
English lah. Yeah, or at least the app is
The app can
translating for us
translate
lah.
lah.
Kenapa ada 9 orang? I'm just dramatic in that sense. Okay, go continue.
So it's quite a scary story. I
I'm
don't
just
make it
keep it
laugh.
light because I get very freaked out very easily.
Oh, is it? Okay. But the best is yet to come, okay?
Okay.
Hear me out. The more we enter towards a particular staircase, which leads up to the second floor.
This is like a bungalow.
Yeah, it's a good sized bungalow, okay?
Okay.
Wow.
The exorcist tells us that this is how far I can bring you guys.
Okay.
Anything beyond this is unsafe. Now you tell me whether you want to go. So I'm like, of course not lah. But then there's a camera crew here. We paid to come here. And this is going to be a video series. Of course we have to go, right?
Of course lah.
So I pull him aside and I go like, bro, what is the worst that can happen? He looks across. There's a swimming pool in the middle of the house. God knows why.
Okay.
And he's like, now I tell you that this pool is 9 feet deep.
Okay.
But you're telling me no. So you want to enter. What if that pool is 12 feet deep? You'll drown. So I was thinking, okay lah, it's a bit long-winded. He could have just said I would have died lah. But no, he had to put an analogy to it. So I was like, okay, I get it. And then we had a discussion. We were like, you know what? Let's just go lah. What's the worst, right? The moment we started getting nearer and nearer towards the staircase, the app got a lot more communicative. Like it started saying that stop, don't move, that kind of stuff. And then at one point it was like flowers. And I was like, what do you mean
Miley Cyrus.
flowers? Yeah, like what's up with that? Flowers, right? And then the exorcist said that it's asking for some sort of flowers offering.
For offerings lah.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
lah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
believe
yeah.
in all this stuff.
No, you should.
Tell me about it. And then we're about to take a first step towards the staircase lah. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
And the app says the girl. And that's when the exorcist says stop. Because I had Rishita with me, right? The
Yeah,
co-host
yeah,
from
yeah,
Tiggle
yeah.
Tales.
Oh.
And he tells us that if you go up, that's it. That thing up there is going to take this girl.
Okay.
At this point of time,
Okay.
I'm still thinking this could be a bit of dramatic.
This is good content.
Yeah, it's good content, but it's a bit of drama lah. People who watch it will be like, don't drama.
Host of Tiggle Tales
Yeah.
found. Okay, I'm sorry.
So what headlines?
Headlines
I see.
Any publicity, good publicity, Ravi.
This is why Hafidz is not my producer, guys. Okay, this is exactly why.
I was just about to tell you, we should download the app now.
Now,
Let me find out
Okay,
first.
okay.
Okay.
Later
So
download.
we then got together.
Okay.
We had a discussion, and I thought it's best not to go up. Though Rishita was like, let's go. She's
Rishita was
crazy.
very
She
game
was
lah.
the one
Yeah.
that was the girl. She was that
scared,
girl.
She's scared, but
Okay.
she's crazy. I think she's like you lah.
Me,
Like,
yeah.
you're scared, but then you
Crazy.
guys
Wow.
there lah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I am
it's a
crazy
compliment.
lah.
10 minutes
Yeah.
into meeting you,
Yeah.
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 It's a compliment.
Scared by you crazy
I'm a
as
crazy
well.
girl,
Yeah.
yeah.
You give off crazy
good
vibes.
crazy. Good
Real,
crazy.
okay.
Good crazy, okay? Like daring lah, bro. That's what I mean. Hey, don't boy.
No.
Hey, we just became friends, you know. Okay.
Okay. All good.
Oh, good.
Good.
So, and then she wanted to go and all that, but we decided not to go.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Right.
We go back to our van, and then this guy, exorcist, comes to us and say, thank God you guys didn't go up. I was like, bro, I still feel that there was nothing there and you were just trying to do it on camera and all that.
Oh.
He pulls out his phone, shows us a picture that was just taken, because there's timestamp and all that these days, right? But there's a figure watching over us.
Nice.
So that was the staircase. We're all
God.
facing this way,
Will we get to see the picture?
maybe off cam. And then that ghost is right there, watching us from there.
What is man, woman?
It looks like a woman. It's a demon, and it was looking to capture the girl.
Oh my god.
Rishita.
Can you describe how it looked like?
Eh, don't know. Why?
I mean, it
Interesting.
was,
What? I'm
Okay lah,
crazy.
yeah.
I'm scary cat. I'm
Crazy,
crazy.
yeah.
lah.
I cannot be that descriptive lah. I mean, it's just a white figure, but
Okay.
it's very close to the Velek.
Okay.
Very close.
Okay.
Initially, I thought that photo was fake also lah. So I had to like press and see the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
details
yeah.
of it.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
It was taken there and there. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure if we were to go up, Rishita would have been possessed.
Oh my god.
Dang dang.
Yeah, that's your trailer right there.
Speaking about being able to converse and speak to ghosts, I would like to bring this conversation to our friend here, Genesis.
But I cannot.
She's very interested in horror, so I would like to know why, and can you tell me that person in your family who's able to be a conduit, like a vessel to talk to these things? Please share.
My vessel is actually my grandfather. So my grandfather, it's quite interesting to me because I've never met my grandfather, but this is the stories I've heard passed down from my mother to me. He was a Taoist medium. So it was quite interesting because his mother was Muslim, and then his father, my grandfather is Peranakan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
His mother was Muslim, and then his father was like non-religious, but somehow he ended up as a Taoist medium because he was chosen by the deities. He was the chosen one.
Okay.
So I'm not. It's not passed down. So basically he was working at a temple. His story was that he was chosen because otherwise his life would have been shorter than it was.
Right.
He didn't have a long life, but if he didn't help out the spirits, didn't help out the people, his life would have been way shorter. So
That sounds like a curse though.
because
right.
it was like an exchange lah.
So, but he
You
had to
help-
help people.
You help
it's
the
a deal.
spirits, you help the spirits, I give you longer life.
Wow.
Like a deal. So afterwards, there's this, he was like the vessel to communicate between life and death. So a lot of people would visit the temple, and then if they needed help with anything spiritual, then to find him, he would conduct some rituals, communicate. So there's this one story that I can never forget that my grandfather, that was passed down to me, was basically, there was this guy, like a contractor. He was supposed to help to chop down some trees or whatever, right? But unfortunately, just bad luck or whatever, he chopped down this tree. There was a red ribbon tied to the tree, but he didn't really bother with it. Maybe complacent or whatever. He decided, okay, yeah, it's part of my job, chop down the tree. Afterwards, the next day he fell sick, couldn't go to work. And then he went to the doctors. They were like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you actually. I don't know what's wrong with you. Progressively it got worse. And just within like a few weeks, he was bedridden, couldn't even step out of his house, couldn't even walk.
Whoa.
It was like very frail, and his family members were like, this is very dire. We tried medicine, TCM, we tried Western medicine, doesn't work. Just try the divine. So far my grandfather, that's how he came in. And then afterwards, my grandfather said, you chopped down a tree, right? That tree you were not supposed to chop down. Because now there is this like very xiong, very fierce female ghost that is after you. Okay. So, but I can help you. I will come to your place, conduct rituals for you. The guy said, yeah, okay, please help me get rid of this. I'm living in hell. So he came. Right before the ritual started, he told him, please, when I'm doing the ritual, you cannot step out of your house. Otherwise, you might lose your life. No matter what you see, you might be in terrible pain, like unbearable pain. Don't know what you might see when I'm conducting the ritual. Just don't step out of the house.
Oh my god, sounds like a movie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Keep
like,
going, keep going.
okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Afterwards,
Yeah.
Don't stay out of the house. Okay.
don't step out of the house.
Okay, go.
He came the next day, started the rituals of the chang, whatever lah. Okay, I don't know.
So your grandfather was a tanki.
Tanki,
What
yeah.
they call a tanki lah.
Yeah, it's a
essentially.
tanki.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
it's a tanki.
Yeah.
Then all the chanting, whatever. My grandfather had to like prepare his body for
Yeah,
a while
yeah, yeah.
also, right? Because he knew that spirit was very fierce.
Strong one.
Yeah, he had to muster up some power lah
see.
so he can fight with the spirit. Then afterwards, during the ritual, right, halfway through, the guy started screaming like there was no tomorrow. Like
The pain?
the pain. He was like, but that screams that my grandfather mentioned, like he said, was like he saw something that he cannot, like shouldn't be seeing, like inhumane kind of pain. And this guy was bedridden, right? Couldn't even move. Was very frail. He managed to jump out of his bed, and then he was like running to the door. Please let me out. And then the moment he stepped out of the house,
Oh no.
one foot out. The other foot was still in the house.
Oh no.
Bam, die.
Oh my God. He passed away
He just died.
in the midst of the ritual.
Yes, he couldn't
But what was
even.
the cause of death? Cardiac arrest.
I don't know lah. Last time very long ago already.
Okay.
Who are you?
No, but okay.
Okay, but
Here's
this one he never say.
Here's
This is
the thing
another-
about me. Like, I
Yeah.
like to rationalize everything with like science because
That makes sense.
how can someone just die out
Yeah,
of the blue? Maybe it's a cardiac arrest.
Maybe-
I don't know.
maybe-
It's
maybe-
too stressed,
maybe.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think maybe
Okay,
it could be cardiac
okay.
arrest, but he really told him you cannot step out of the house. If you step out, you will die.
Okay,
So he couldn't even bring himself out.
Okay.
He died.
Okay. Growing up in Singapore is very interesting because then you hear different cultures and different races and religions. We have different understanding of
That's true.
the afterlife. Like for us Muslims, we don't believe that anyone in this world can speak to the dead because once they are dead, they're in another world. You know, so that's
Okay.
close. So whoever that's talking to you, it's not them, it's a jinn.
Oh.
You know, so that's what we believe. Like you cannot communicate to the dead. You can't.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Maybe you can see them in your dreams. I don't know, but you can't talk to the dead. There's just a wall or a different world that they have been that they are in, and the person who's impersonating them, who's telling you all this information, is a jinn or a Korin. Korin is like some. Okay, this is gonna freak you guys out. Okay, we Muslims believe that everyone living has their own Korin. Means there's another spirit that looks exactly like you.
Ooh, okay.
Oh wow.
Fun
see.
fact.
Like a
Yeah.
doppelganger
The
angel.
doppelganger, yeah. So,
Wow.
but beyond that, like I said, the reason why I always talk about or bring science into it is because I'm very interested in the science behind ghosts. So I produce these horror-themed theatre productions, and whenever I do it during the scripting process, I would get as many perspectives as possible. So I get three perspectives, like a man of science, a man of religion, and a man of beliefs and faith. So I would interview an ustaz, I would interview a psychiatrist, and I would interview a man who believes in planets and astrology and all
okay.
that. So now, very interesting. So one of the story that the psychiatrist told me I can never forget, because you always want to believe in a ghost story, but you also always tell yourselves, oh, there's something they can be explained by science. But he said for that day, on that episode, I cannot explain it. Like, there's nothing in my arsenal of thoughts or beliefs that can rationalize why is this happening. So what happened was, he is a psychiatrist, right? So he meets people every day. So one of his patient is a man who suffers from psychosis. And what he does is he recently lost his mother. So I think in a way that the grief engulfs him, he manifested into seeing the mother. So this guy will come to him and say, I've been talking to my mother, you know. So then I asked this psychiatrist, like, what's the diagnosis? I do not know whether I can't give a definite diagnosis, but the diagnosis that was given to me was he has hallucinations and he has bouts of psychosis, you know.
Yeah, scientifically
Okay.
speaking, yeah.
That's something. So he said that this person can talk directly to the mother, to the dead mother. So then, okay, fine. So for example, like, you are the patient and I'm the psychiatrist. Like, so we were talking, and then suddenly, he will keep on asking, like, where's your mother? Like, who's this? Like, what does she look like? What does she do? How frequently do you talk to her? Because I think he wants to get to know better. So then the guy just went like, my mother wants me to stop talking to you.
Ooh.
So then he's like, why? She doesn't like it anymore. She wants to stop. And after that, he said, no, I need to ask you about your mother because I want to give you a diagnosis.
Yep.
And you know what the
Wow.
guy said? You just had a baby, right? So fun fact. So this guy, he was married. So he recently had a baby. But he said, I didn't post it on social media at all.
And this guy found
This
out.
guy just said, you just had a baby girl, right?
Oh my god.
And after that, this psychiatrist was like, how you know? My mother is seeing your baby.
Ooh.
And she says, your wife just gave birth, right? Yeah. So then this doctor, asked this guy,
Yeah.
is your mother here? Yeah, she's standing right behind you. She's very angry. Oh. And then he just said like, he just went like, oh, okay. So he said, okay, Ken, thank you. So then he called the nurse to bring him out. So he said, for the first time in my 15 years of being a psychiatrist, I got no answer to that question.
Wow.
And also the moment he said that, he said, I felt someone standing behind me. So he just said, okay, psychosis or whatever lah, then okay, so leave. And true enough, so I said, you just had a baby? He's like, yeah, I just had a baby girl. And I didn't post it online because he said, his wife is the kind of person, don't post your baby online because the one penyakit ain, like we Muslims believe in, like the evil eye, right?
Yep.
So until your baby is like much older, then you can show on it. So nobody knows. So even if this guy was a stalker, stalking him on social media, would have never guessed that I have a baby. He just look at him and just said, "You had a baby, right?" Cakap, yeah. There was one thing that he said to me, I just remembered. He said, "My mother is holding your baby."
What does that mean? Like,
Sounds like some Night Shyamalan movie. Man.
oh my
I swear.
god.
Yeah. So then the doctor is like, so I said that's the reason why sometimes I said, like he says like I have no answer, like I've got no scientific explanation as to why he would know that fact about me. So that's quite messed up,
It is.
That's
quite
very
crazy.
messed up.
Speechless, yes.
That's very messed
I mean,
up.
for the mom to go after his child because her child's under threat
Yeah.
is very
Oh
motherly.
my god.
But
Yeah. Interesting. So adding on to that, are you okay?
Oh
she's
no.
stunned.
Yeah, I'm just very
shook.
shocked.
Yeah,
Why?
shocked.
Why the mother angry?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, think about
No,
it.
because the doctor was being very intrusive because
Yeah.
Okay,
that is
okay.
because
Oh, okay.
I think just trying to undermine the fact that the mother is real.
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow.
So then yeah lah. So he was just saying like also because he's Malay Muslim. So it's like I believe that it's probably not his mother. It's probably a jinn that's taking shape of
Okay.
his mother. So that's the reason why it's very bad, because the dead can't touch you, the dead can't talk to you.
Yeah.
And especially I mean in our belief system lah, So but I'm very interested to know like if you have had any experiences where you are stumped and you cannot explain it with science in that 4 years of being a host in Tiggle Tales.
Yeah, I've got, like I said, plenty of stories. But now that you mentioned about this, mom, right? I've got another version,
Okay.
father and daughter version, where one of my listeners,
Uh-huh.
her father passed away
Okay.
unexpectedly. She's from Malaysia, and she shared that her father used to come back to JB every day, like during the night. So after the father passed away, obviously, she felt the grief. She yearned for the father's love. She used to sort of imagine the father coming back at that particular time, which is a very
It's very
sad,
sad story.
very
It's
sad
very
story.
yeah.
But the shocking part is that she sort of felt that the father was always back home during that time, because at that time when the father comes in, it's about late night, right?
Yeah.
And they can hear like sounds of the door opening, father's footsteps and whatnot. So after midnight, she used to hear the same sounds in her house. And bear in mind, their house is a bit big, JB,
Yeah.
kind of big
Okay,
houses.
yeah.
Yeah. So she felt that she was the only one was able to hear all these noises because her siblings, her mom, none of them heard it. And then what made her realize that the father was coming back to the house every day is that the father's shoes were always packed in a box and put aside. But that night, where she found her father's shoes, it was right at that shoe rack where he leaves it.
Oh my
That's the only
god.
thing, guys.
Okay.
Father's towel
Tak
was
baik.
also laid in a particular way on the sofa where the father puts it. Naturally. So she knew her father was back. You know what she does? She sits down by the sofa.
Don't lah. Who
And
is this
she-
listener? Don't know who she is lah.
It's a listener lah.
A listener. If you're watching this, why lah?
She has a chat with him. She believes that she's back. Yeah. None of the family members believe this. And when she shared that story with me, right, she was crying,
Yeah.
But she said that I'm happy that my father chose to come back to me, and I will not question this, and I want him to be there with me. And I'm like, oof.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean,
It's very touching.
it is lah. It is. The more we look at from her perspective, it sounds very touching.
Understand.
But to look at it from a neutral point of view, it could be anything, Like you said,
Exactly.
it could be anything.
It could be anything.
Taking a father's shape.
And I think the reason why we Muslims believe in not wanting to talk to the dead is because we believe in grief. We believe in
Letting
when someone
go.
has died, we believe in letting go and saying that this is
okay.
all parts of God
Yeah.
plans,
Okay.
Yeah.
So if to hold on to something, it's just gonna be very detrimental lah.
How about possessions?
But what if-
what are your
yeah.
thoughts? People hold on to possessions.
Who I
of
love. My
the
mom
dead.
always gets possessed.
I meant stuff.
Oh, possession.
Yeah.
Oh,
What were you
possessions.
thinking, sia?
Sorry. Really like segue.
Yeah.
No, but later
I was thinking
later
of
I will
that kind
tell
of
you
possession.
How my mom like performs silat in front of everyone. Okay.
Okay. I will
Remind
hear.
me
Yeah.
later.
Okay. I
Why
will.
does it sound like a comedy story?
Oh, no, it's horrible.
It's horror?
In front of like 1,000 people.
Oh, that's.
Because it was a wedding. And I'm like, wow, my mother become
She randomly.
yeah, Sheikh Alauddin. I don't know. Okay.
I cannot say.
So What is this? Possessions?
Yeah.
Keeping?
Keeping stuff.
Keeping things.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't.
But no sentimental value?
For what?
Is
I mean, they're already gone. Get rid of it. Like, is that what you're
That's
saying?
true.
Okay.
Okay.
It really depends. It really
Yeah.
depends. Really
Yeah.
depends. Like, for example, I know of a friend, very messed up. So, because he was the one who bathed his mother. So he's very close to his mother because I think his father passed away very, very young.
Okay.
So he kept the kite. He kept the cloth that was used to shroud the mother.
Yep.
To bathe the mother in. He kept it, and then he kept it inside his closet. And he said he felt sick. So until he asked an ustaz like what happened, and then the ustaz said, "Did you keep anything that belongs to your mother?" Cakap, yeah. Cakap, that thing has been shrouded by a dead body. There's like bacteria and all that. So probably maybe that's also the reason why you always fall sick.
That's true.
This is the scientific reason lah.
Scientifically
This
speaking,
is-
you know?
Yeah.
But he said, throw it away lah. Throw or burn it lah. Why you want to keep this kind of thing? So he said, no, because I miss my mother. So he said, what do you do to the thing? Oh, I'll sometimes take it out and I will smell it.
Eh.
I think what is in common with the three of us is that we all have our own horror podcast.
Yeah,
but do
yeah,
you know that Genesis also has a horror podcast?
Yep.
So
new.
it's new. Please tell us about it, and
Yeah.
I want you to tell us a story that you can never forget.
Okay. So my horror podcast is called Too Many Ghosts nowadays. It's told in English. Although I am on Love 九72, the Chinese 周公讲鬼. So some people think that, is it in Chinese? No, it's in English. I talk about all kinds of horror stories, ghost stories. Sometimes I talk about mysteries, possession stories. You want your school ghost stories also can, hospitals, at home, anything under the sun.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
You got it.
That's right. So it's just a chill podcast lah. And
Any stories?
Any stories that
Yeah.
has like long
yeah.
after you have finished wrapping up, you're like, I still cannot stop thinking about the story.
long after. So I have this. Okay, this one is not that. It's very mysterious to me, this one.
Okay.
So this story was given to me by my cikgu because in school, he told me that there was last time because I'm in uni now, right? So when he was doing he's my professor, and then when he was doing his masters, he was living in this apartment, and then one evening, he was just eating durians. Like this guy, like me, we both like durians, but he was just eating a lot of durians, like 4 durians. Okay, but the durians are important. After the durians, he finished the durians. He threw the seeds into this red plastic bag, and then halfway through, suddenly he heard like, boom, very loud sound, and he was living in one of the higher floors. So he was kepo. He went down to see. Then he looked down. Can you imagine? It's a dead body.
Someone committed suicide.
What do you
Someone committed
mean?
Suicide.
Someone
It's a
committed
body.
From the apartment that he's living
Yeah.
in?
Not
above,
Yeah,
probably.
from above.
My God.
Boom.
Have you heard of a body? Okay, this is very morbid. But have you heard of a body slamming against?
Nah.
I have.
Oh, okay.
I live in
haven't.
Yishun, guys.
Dangerous place, that one.
Oops. The Forbidden City.
Yeah.
Yishun.
Not build a wall around everyone. Build a wall around Yishun. Okay, but anyways, but yeah, sorry, so sorry.
So basically, right, someone committed suicide. And then afterwards, the police came, ambulance came, cleaned up, right?
Like the body splattered all over.
Yeah. It's quite disgusting, lah.
Yeah.
But very sad. Very
And
tragic.
painful.
Yes, definitely. So afterwards, my cikgu, he said something that he shouldn't have said. Lah. It was during the 7th month also, okay? Like now, right? During the 7th
And
month.
you're going to say it now.
He said, Ayo, this person so young, why commit suicide? I hope he don't become ghost and haunt me. Lah. Now 7 months.
So he said, I hope he doesn't come back and haunt me.
He said this out loud.
And then afterwards, he wanted to find his wallet. Couldn't find the wallet. So he went to... he rummaged through the places that he normally would keep it. It's on the table usually. He'll leave it there. He's a very organized person. Then he couldn't find it. He scrambled to his bags because there were a lot of important documents in his wallet. He poured everything out, couldn't find it. He was in a mad scramble. It was like under the sofa, he tried to rummage through cabinets, all couldn't find anything. The house was a mess, and then right, he felt like, shit, maybe like, did I throw my wallet into the durian plastic bag? Right. He really threw it down the rubbish chute.
Yeah.
Then he was like, okay, but I threw it down the main rubbish chute.
He went looking for
The
it.
big, big rubbish bin, right?
Like the central one, right?
Yeah, the
Where?
second one.
Yeah.
HDB. So my cikgu, right, he went down himself. He didn't ask someone else. He went down to the main rubbish chute. He saw the rubbish just keeps piling in. It's like, my wallet is inside every plastic bag.
Oh no.
He dived into the big rubbish bin and he
That's
started rummaging through.
Yeah.
Trying to find the red plastic bag. He couldn't
Huh.
find it because there was so much trash keep coming down, right?
Yeah.
Then he was like, after like 30 minutes, right, of scrambling through the dirt or covered in
30
all
minutes.
the disgusting trash,
Yeah.
rotten
Yeah.
fish, whatever, everything, right?
Ah.
The rubbish liquid, right? He still couldn't find it. So he went back up. He showered and then he couldn't stop thinking about his wallet. I have to find it. He went back down again. And then he rummaged through.
Wait, is it in the same place where the fella committed suicide?
It was near there. Oh yeah. He mentioned that even though you see the big rubbish bin, you probably like really smelly from
Yeah,
all the rubbish
yeah,
smell, right? He
yeah.
said he could smell blood. Distinctively smell blood. Not a lot of like the trashy smell.
Ugh. That's disgusting.
He rummaged through, couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, I'm just gonna head back home. Afterwards, he on his way back, he walked past the lift, right, to go back up. He saw his wallet next to the foot, like of the lift. Next to the lift, his wallet was there.
Someone placed it there for him.
I don't know why it was there, but all the documents were still inside. None
Assuming
of the
it was
money
taken
was like
and
left.
given back.
Yeah.
lah. Is it?
Yeah, I guess so. But it was on the first floor of the HDB flat. Of the
So
HDB.
random. Right.
The wallet was there.
Yeah.
And then he took the wallet. He didn't care about the supper. He just went back, showered, and then it's time to sleep.
Hell yeah, he didn't care about supper.
Yeah.
He went to rubbish for God's
No,
sake.
but this guy is very
That's
interesting.
why.
This guy is very interesting. So I thought that he might still be thinking about his supper. He's just that kind of guy,
That's true, that's
actually.
true. Yeah.
Wow. Scary, yeah.
Okay, but after that, he told himself, I will never say inappropriate things ever again during the 7th month. He learned his lesson. Yeah, just don't say these kind of things.
So what did we learn today, friends?
We have very interesting stories, and Hafidz is actually a doctor. And Genesis has creepy teachers.
Yeah.
No
No,
offense.
not creepy towards the students.
And Ravi has an app that he has yet to tell
Oh,
us.
yeah. Oh,
So
the
we
app.
need to find out this app. Okay.
Whoopsie.
But whatever it is, thank you so much. Thank you so much, friends, for sharing your stories. I'm very excited for the next upcoming episodes because you'll be here with me and we'll be interviewing very, very interesting individuals with very specific job scopes and specific experiences. So
Can't wait.
I can't wait.
Exciting.
So for more information, tune in to melisten, mewatch, Mediacorp Entertainment on YouTube and Mediacorp social media platforms for more ScreamApura scares.
Don't forget to watch, listen, and scream. See you in the next ScreamApura Tales.